The distance didn't announce itself with drama. It arrived like winter, quietly, steadily, turning every familiar thing slightly harder. Andrei woke up to the sound of his alarm and for a moment reached for his phone with the expectation that there would be a message waiting, some small proof that the world still remembered him. There wasn't. No good morning. No how was your shift. No you alive. He stared at the blank screen longer than he should have, then sat up and rubbed his face with both hands as if he could wipe off the feeling. In the kitchen, his mother had left food like always: 2 boiled eggs, bread, tea. Next to the plate was a note. Bills on the table, don't forget. Not angry, not emotional, practical. Her love had always come packaged like responsibility. Andrei ate without tasting. He didn't scroll social media. He didn't play music. He didn't do anything that might make the silence louder. On the way to work, he caught his reflection in the bus window, eyes tired, jaw tight. He looked like he was bracing for impact, even though there was no impact coming. That was the problem. When a person is chased, the adrenaline gives them purpose. When the chasing stops, you're left with the weight you were running from. At the store, the lights were too bright in the morning. The smell of plastic and cleaning solution hit him immediately, sharp and artificial. He put on the badge and felt the lanyard pull against his neck like a leash. Lena was already behind the counter, tapping something into the system. "Morning," she said. "Morning." She looked at him. "You're quieter lately." Andrei didn't smile. "I'm normal. Normal people talk," she replied. Andrei shrugged. He didn't have energy for jokes. The manager walked in, checked the floor, checked the numbers board, and nodded. "Big day," he said. "New shipment, promotions, don't just sell, convert." Andrei nodded and moved toward the shelves. Convert, the word sounded like a church, like salvation. He restocked, arranged, straightened, did everything cleanly. That was the one thing he could control: order. If the shelf was straight, at least something was. The first customers came in and the script took over. Smile, ask questions, offer value. Don't argue, don't flinch. It worked, not beautifully, not magically, but it worked. Until it didn't. Around midday, a young guy came in with a phone in his hand, face set in that specific expression Andrei had learned to recognize, someone looking for a fight, not a solution. "This thing is dead," the guy said, slamming the phone on the counter. "I bought it here." Andrei picked it up carefully. "Do you have the receipt?" The guy rolled his eyes. "Number who keeps receipts?" Andrei kept his voice calm and without proof of purchase. "It's your store." The guy snapped. "Your product, fix it." Andrei glanced at the serial number. The sticker was scraped. "The phone had water damage, sir," Andrei said slowly. "This isn't covered. It's been exposed to." The guy leaned in. "So you're calling me a liar?" Andrei felt the familiar heat in his chest. His old self woke up like a muscle, remembering its favorite move. "No," he said, controlled. "I'm explaining the policy." The guy's eyes narrowed. "Policy," he repeated mockingly. "You're just a Thuda man. Don't act important." That word just landed hard, because it touched the place Andrei hated most, the fear that this was all he would ever be. Just a clerk, just probation, just surviving. Andrei inhaled slowly, held it, let it out. "I can offer a paid repair," he said. The guy laughed. "No," he said, "you can offer me a new phone for free." Andrei didn't answer. He looked at the manager and signaled. The manager came over, calm, professional, immune to ego. The customer tried the same pressure, the same volume. The manager didn't budge. Finally the guy snatched the phone back. "This store is trash," he said loudly, turning to leave. "You're trash." The door shut behind him. Lena let out a low whistle. "Damn." Andrei's hands were steady, but his stomach felt hollow. The manager patted his shoulder lightly. "You handled it," he said. "Good," Andrei nodded. But handled it didn't feel like winning. It felt like swallowing glass. During break, Andrei sat in the back room alone, with a sandwich he didn't want. He stared at the wall as if it might tell him why everything felt so heavy when he was technically doing everything right. He checked his phone again. Still nothing from her. He hovered over her contact, thumb ready, then stopped. He could call. He could say he missed her. He could ask where they stood. But he remembered the last conversation. I need distance. Not a break-up. Not a goodbye, but a line. Andrew had promised himself he would respect lines. He put the phone down. That was the moment the loneliness became physical. Not dramatic, not tragic, just present. After work, he walked home instead of taking the bus. It was colder than he expected, wind cutting between buildings, but he welcomed it. Cold was honest. Cold didn't pretend to be comfort halfway home. His phone buzzed. A message. Max, you busy? Andrew stared at it with relief that surprised him. Number you a pause. Max, can we meet? Just quick, Andrew typed back. Where? Max, by the court. Same place. Andrew's chest tightened. Samey place felt like a bad joke, like the universe was lazy, but he went. The courthouse was quiet in the evening, its windows dark, the steps empty. The air smelled of damp stone. Max was there already, hands shoved deep into his pockets, shoulders hunched. He looked thinner. Hey, Max said. Hey, Andrew replied. You okay? Max nodded too fast. Yeah, just need to talk. Andrew waited. Max didn't meet his eyes at first. I messed up my hours, Max said. They cut me down. I'm barely making anything. Andrew nodded slowly. That happens. Max laughed without humor. Yeah, happens to people like us. Andrew stayed quiet. Max finally looked up. I got offered something, he said. Andrew felt his stomach drop. What kind of something? Max hesitated. Not violent, he said quickly. Not robbery, just delivery. Quick cash, like no. Andrew said immediately. Max flinched. I didn't say I'm doing it, he snapped. I said I got offered. Andrew exhaled. Okay, he said more quietly. Then don't. Max stared at him with something close to desperation. You don't get it, he said. You have structure now. Work managers, rules, people who say good when you bring money home. I go to work and they treat me like a hanger. I come home and there's nothing. No one. Andrew felt that sentence hit him like a mirror. No one. He wanted to tell Max he wasn't alone, but the words caught in his throat because he wasn't sure he believed them for himself. You're not nothing, Andrew said finally. Max laughed again, bitter. Don't, he said. Don't do the inspirational thing. That's not you. Andrew nodded. You're right, he said. I'm not trying to inspire you. I'm trying to keep you alive. Max looked away. I'm tired, he whispered. Andrew understood too well. Me too, Andrew admitted. They stood there in silence, cold wind moving around them. Max spoke again, softer. Do you ever feel like you're doing everything right and still losing? Andrew's throat tightened. Yes, he said. Max looked at him, eyes shining like he hated that he was close to crying. So what do we do? Max asked. Andrew didn't have an answer that sounded good, so he gave the only honest one. We keep going, he said. Not because it feels good, because the other way kills us. Max nodded slowly. And if I slip? He asked, quiet. Andrew looked at him. Then you call, he said. Before, not after. Max swallowed. Okay, he whispered. Andrew watched him for a moment, then asked, Where's Seri? Max hesitated. He's busy, he said. He doesn't answer much lately. That worried Andrew more than Max's confession. Seri didn't do busy. Seri did present. Andrew pulled out his phone and called. No answer. He called again. Still nothing. A familiar sensation crawled into his chest. Fear not of jail, not of violence, but of something quieter, losing your people one by one without knowing when it started. Andrew pocketed the phone. I'm going to check on him, he said. Max nodded. Tell him I'm trying. Andrew's jaw tightened. I will, he said. Andrew found Seri where he least expected, not in trouble, not in a fight, just sitting in a parked car 2 streets away from a building Andrew recognized from childhood rumors and adult warnings. The kind of place you didn't enter unless you wanted to owe something. Seri's headlights were off. His face was half lit by the street lamp, tired and tense. When Andrew knocked on the window, Seri flinched like someone waking from a bad dream. He rolled the window down. "What are you doing here?" Andri asked quietly. Seri didn't answer right away. "Thinking," Seri said finally. Andri laughed once, without humor. "Stop," he said. "That's my line." Seri's mouth tightened. "You shouldn't be here," Seri said. Andri leaned down slightly, keeping his voice low. "Neither should you," he replied. "You stopped answering. Max is barely holding on, and He stopped, realizing how close he was to saying "I'm alone." Seri looked away. "I had to make sure something was closed," Seri said. Andri asked. Seri didn't answer. That silence was an answer. Andri's stomach twisted. "Do you know what happens if you get pulled back in?" Andri said. "Not just you, all of us. Me on probation, Max trying. My mum." Seri's eyes flickered at the mention of his mother. "I know," Seri said quietly. "Then why?" Andri asked. Seri's voice came out rough. "Because I don't know who I am without being useful," he admitted. "And this place, it makes you useful fast." Andri stared at him. That sentence was the most dangerous thing Seri had said in years, not because it was illegal, but because it was true. Andri exhaled slowly. "Come home," he said. Seri gave a short, bitter smile. "You sound like your mom." "I'm learning from the best," Andri replied. "Come home." Seri's hands tightened on the steering wheel. "I can't," he said. "Not yet." Andri nodded once. "Then move," he said. "Not deeper, sideways, anywhere, but don't sit here." Seri looked at him sharply. "You think you can command me now?" Andri's eyes hardened. "No," he said. "I think I can care about you without asking permission." That landed. Seri's shoulders loosened a fraction. He started the engine. Not triumph, not victory movement. Andri stepped back as Seri drove off slowly, like a man leaving a cliff edge without wanting to admit how close he was to jumping. Andri walked home with heavy legs. At home, his mother was asleep already. The apartment was dark and still. On the table were the bills she'd mentioned, neatly stacked like a silent reminder that stability wasn't a feeling. It was math. Andri sat down, pulled the stack toward himself, and started adding numbers. Electricity, water, internet, groceries, transport. The total stared back at him indifferent. His paycheck would cover most of it. Most wasn't enough. That's where the danger lived. Not in dramatic criminals, not in prison threats, but in small gaps. Small gaps that whispered, "There's an easier way." Andri stared at the bills until his eyes burned. Then he took out his phone and opened a blank note. Not a message, not a complaint. A list. Ways to earn more legal. Learn upselling properly. Ask manager for extra shifts, offer repairs. Not just sales, find weekend side work, study online listings and resale, legal accessories, bundle deals. Ask about training, footy, promotion path, he wrote until the page looked like structure. Then he stopped. His hand hovered over the screen, and for the first time in weeks, he did something small but brave. He typed her name, not to beg, not to demand. Just, "I'm having a hard week. I'm not asking for anything. Just wanted you to know, I'm still here." He stared at it, thumb trembling. Then he sent it. He didn't feel relief. Not yet, but the room felt less airless. Outside, the city moved like it always did. Inside, Andri felt the drop continue. Not a fall that ends you. A fall that shows you what you're made of before you hit the ground.